This is you, standing at the edge of a cliff, overlooking a vast ocean. The waves crash against the rocks below, and a cool breeze brushes against your face. In your hand, you hold a map, not just any map, but one that promises to lead you to untold riches. The catch? The journey is treacherous, filled with obstacles that have turned many back before. But you're different. You're ready to take the leap, to embark on a journey that will test your limits and potentially change your life forever. This is where we begin our exploration of NOFAP and its surprising connection to financial success. It's a journey that might seem unconventional, even bizarre at first glance. But stick with me, because by the end of this, you might just discover a powerful tool that could revolutionize not just your personal life, but your financial future as well. Let's start with a story, one that might sound familiar to you or someone you know. Meet Alex, a 28-year-old software developer. On paper, Alex had it all: a high-paying job, a nice apartment in the city, and all the latest gadgets. But something was off. Despite his apparent success, Alex felt stuck. His savings account was nearly empty, his credit card debt was mounting, and he couldn't seem to muster the energy or focus to advance in his career. Worst of all, he felt a gnawing emptiness inside, a feeling that no amount of online shopping or late-night takeout could fill. One day, while mindlessly scrolling through an online forum, Alex stumbled upon a post about NOFAP. Intrigued and slightly skeptical, he decided to give it a try. Little did he know, this decision would be the first domino in a series of changes that would transform his life. Now, before we dive deeper into Alex's journey, let's take a step back and explore what NOFAP really is. At its core, NOFAP is a challenge to abstain from pornography, masturbation, and sometimes even orgasm, PMO, for a set period of time. But it's so much more than just abstinence. It's about reclaiming control over your mind, your body, and your life. Think of your brain as a sophisticated computer system. Every time you engage in PMO, you're essentially running a powerful program that floods your system with dopamine, the feel-good neurotransmitter. Over time, this constant flood of dopamine can lead to a kind of software malfunction. Your brain becomes desensitized to normal levels of pleasure, making it harder to find satisfaction in everyday activities. This is where the connection to finance becomes clear. When your brain is constantly chasing that next dopamine hit, it becomes harder to delay gratification, a crucial skill for financial success. Saving money, investing for the long term, and building wealth all require the ability to forego immediate pleasures for future gains. But when your brain is wired for instant gratification, making these smart financial decisions becomes an uphill battle. Let's return to Alex for a moment. In the first few weeks of his NOFAP journey, he struggled. The urges were intense, and there were moments when he nearly gave up. But as he pushed through, something remarkable began to happen. He noticed he had more energy throughout the day. His mind felt clearer, sharper. He found himself waking up earlier, tackling tasks he'd been putting off for months. One morning, instead of reaching for his phone to scroll through social media, Alex decided to review his finances. For the first time in years, he took a hard look at his spending habits, his debts, and his lack of savings. It wasn't a pretty picture, but instead of feeling overwhelmed, Alex felt something new: determination. This is a crucial point in our story, and it illustrates one of the key benefits of NOFAP: increased clarity and motivation. When you're no longer constantly seeking that next dopamine hit, your mind becomes free to focus on other, more important things. For Alex, this meant finally confronting his financial situation and making a plan to improve it. But let's zoom out for a moment and look at the bigger picture. How exactly does NOFAP translate to better financial decisions? It's not just about having more time or energy, although those are certainly benefits. It's about rewiring your brain's reward system. Imagine your brain's reward system as a delicate ecosystem. Every time you indulge in PMO, it's like introducing an invasive species into that ecosystem. Over time, this invasive species, the unnaturally high levels of dopamine, disrupts the entire balance. Normal activities that should bring you pleasure and satisfaction, like saving money or investing wisely, start to seem dull and unrewarding in comparison. NOFAP is like removing that invasive species and allowing your brain's natural ecosystem to recover. Suddenly, those boring financial tasks start to feel more rewarding. The satisfaction of seeing your savings account grow or your investments appreciate becomes more noticeable and motivating.
But it goes even deeper than that.
NOFAP is essentially an exercise in self-control and delayed gratification, two skills that are absolutely crucial for financial success. Every time you resist the urge to indulge in PMO, you're strengthening your willpower muscle. And just like a physical muscle, the more you exercise it, the stronger it becomes. This strengthened willpower spills over into other areas of life, including your finances. Suddenly, saying no to unnecessary purchases becomes easier. Sticking to a budget feels less like a chore and more like a challenge you're determined to conquer. The discipline you've developed through NOFAP becomes a powerful tool in your financial arsenal. Let's look at some numbers to drive this point home. A study published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology found that individuals with high self-control, a trait developed through practices like NOFAP, were more likely to save money, spend less on impulse purchases, and make better financial decisions overall. These individuals had, on average, higher credit scores, more savings, and less debt than their peers with lower self-control. But the benefits don't stop there. Many NOFAP practitioners report increased confidence and improved social skills. This might seem unrelated to finance at first, but consider the implications. Increased confidence could lead to better performance at work, potentially resulting in promotions or raises. Improved social skills could open doors to new opportunities, whether it's networking with potential clients or finding a mentor in your field. Now, let's address the obvious elephant in the room. Some of you might be thinking, this sounds great, but is there any real scientific evidence backing up these claims? It's a fair question, and the answer is yes and no. While there haven't been many studies specifically on NOFAP and financial success, it's a rather niche research area. After all, there is plenty of research on the effects of pornography on the brain, as well as studies on self-control and its impact on various life outcomes, including financial ones. For example, a study published in the journal Behavioral Sciences in 2016 found that pornography consumption was linked to decreased gray matter in certain areas of the brain, areas responsible for motivation and decision-making. Another study, this one from Cambridge University, found that porn addicts show similar brain activity to drug addicts when exposed to pornography. On the flip side, numerous studies have shown the benefits of increased self-control. A famous long-term study known as the marshmallow experiment found that children who were able to delay gratification by not eating a marshmallow immediately in order to receive 2 marshmallows later went on to have better life outcomes, including higher SAT scores, lower levels of substance abuse, and yes, better financial health. But let's get back to our friend Alex. As he continued his NOFAP journey, he noticed changes beyond just his finances. He started waking up earlier, which gave him time to exercise before work. He found himself more engaged in conversations, leading to better relationships with his coworkers and even a few promising networking opportunities. Most importantly, he started to feel a sense of control over his life that he'd never experienced before. This newfound sense of agency extended to his finances. Instead of mindlessly spending money on things he didn't need, Alex started to think critically about each purchase. He asked himself, is this aligned with my long-term goals? More often than not, the answer was no. Within 6 months, Alex had paid off his credit card debt and started building an emergency fund. He began researching investment strategies and opened his first brokerage account. But perhaps the most significant change was in his mindset. Money was no longer just a means to buy things. It became a tool for building the life he truly wanted. Now, I can almost hear some of you thinking, that's great for Alex, but I'm not addicted to porn. How does this apply to me? And that's a valid question. The truth is, NOFAP isn't just for people struggling with pornography addiction. It's for anyone who wants to reclaim control over their impulses, sharpen their focus, and cultivate discipline. Think about it this way. In our modern world, we're constantly bombarded with stimuli designed to grab our attention and trigger our pleasure centers. From social media notifications to targeted ads, our brains are under constant assault. This constant stimulation can leave us feeling scattered, unfocused, and always craving the next hit of dopamine. NOFAP is about stepping back from this overstimulated state and allowing your brain to reset. It's about learning to find pleasure and satisfaction in the real world, rather than through a screen. And when you do that, you open yourself up to a world of possibilities, financial and otherwise. But let's be clear, NOFAP is not a magic bullet. It won't suddenly make you a millionaire or solve all your financial problems. What it will do is give you the mental clarity, energy, and discipline to tackle those problems head-on. Think of NOFAP as the foundation upon which you can build your financial success. It's like clearing the clutter from your desk before sitting down to work on an important project. With a clear mind and renewed focus, you're in a much better position to learn about personal finance, stick to a budget, and make smart investment decisions. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. This sounds great, but isn't NOFAP just another fad? Won't the effects wear off over time? It's a fair concern, but here's the thing. NOFAP isn't about achieving some temporary high. It's about fundamentally changing your relationship with pleasure, instant gratification, and long-term satisfaction. The effects of NOFAP can indeed be long-lasting, but only if you use it as a springboard for broader life changes. It's not enough to just abstain from PMO. You need to fill that void with positive habits and pursuits. This is where the financial aspect comes in again. As you progress in your NOFAP journey, use that extra time and energy to educate yourself about personal finance. Read books on investing, listen to financial podcasts, or take an online course in budgeting. Use the discipline you've developed to stick to a savings plan or to resist impulse purchases. Remember, financial success is not just about making money, it's about managing it wisely. And that requires the very skills that NOFAP helps you develop: self-control, long-term thinking, and the ability to delay gratification. Let's take a moment to address some potential criticisms. Some might argue that NOFAP promotes an unhealthy view of sexuality or that it's based on pseudoscience. These are valid concerns, and it's important to approach NOFAP, or any lifestyle change, with a balanced perspective. NOFAP isn't about demonizing sexuality or natural human desires. Instead, it's about breaking free from compulsive behaviors that may be holding you back from reaching your full potential. It's about choosing long-term satisfaction over short-term pleasure. As for the scientific basis, while more research is certainly needed, the principles behind NOFAP are grounded in well-established psychological concepts like self-control, habit formation, and the effects of dopamine on motivation and reward. Now, let's bring this all together with a challenge for you. I want you to try your own NOFAP experiment, but with a financial twist. Here's how it works. 1. Choose a time frame. Let's say 30 days to start. 2. During this period, commit to abstaining from PMO. 3. Every time you feel the urge to indulge, instead open up your banking app or investment account. 4. Use that moment to review your finances, make a small transfer to your savings, or read an article about personal finance. 5. Keep a journal to track your progress, noting any changes in your energy levels, focus, and financial behaviors. At the end of the 30 days, take stock. How do you feel? Has your relationship with money changed? Do you find it easier to stick to your budget or resist impulse purchases? Remember, this isn't just about abstaining from PMO. It's about redirecting that energy into something productive, in this case, your financial well-being. It's about breaking the cycle of instant gratification and learning to find satisfaction in long-term growth and progress. As we wrap up this exploration of NOFAP and its surprising connection to financial success, I want to leave you with one final thought. Money, at its core, is nothing more than a tool. It's a means to an end, not the end itself. True wealth isn't just about the numbers in your bank account. It's about having the freedom to live life on your own terms. NOFAP, when approached with the right mindset, can be a powerful tool in achieving that freedom. By breaking free from compulsive behaviors, cultivating discipline, and redirecting your energy towards productive pursuits, you're not just improving your finances, you're improving your entire life. Remember, every great adventure begins with a single step. Your step today could be the beginning of a whole new chapter in your life, one where you're in control, focused, and on the path to true financial freedom. The choice is yours. Will you stay on the cliff, content with the view? Or will you take that leap, map in hand, ready to navigate the challenges ahead and claim the treasure that awaits. The journey won't be easy, but I promise you this, it will be worth it. Your future self, wealthier, wiser, and more in control than ever before, is waiting on the other side.